right? So you guys still go. You guys stop going. Who made you go to church? Yourself and your parents. Okay. Now your parents, and what type of church was it? It was like Christianity, Catholic, Muslim, Catholic. How about you? It was Catholic. Okay, now I got a question. Why is majority of La Raza Latino, majority, the religion that we're in or choose is Catholic? Why? Man, okay, now you know the Spaniards did what? They colonized us. Now, God, watch this. Give me 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
Now, I'm going to show you something. Now, your parents, right, because you have parents, you know, they grew up in Catholicism, right? Guess why? Because their parents took them there as well. And it just so on, and so on. Because it started from somewhere. It started from slavery.
Right.
From the colonization from the Spaniards on our people. Now, watch this. Now watch this. Listen very carefully and read it very slow.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things, as silver and gold.
It says redeemed. You mean, how do you get salvation? It says not with gold, right? Not with silver. You don't get redeemed like that. You can't buy your way, or you can't, watch this,
from your vain conversations received by traditions from your fathers.
Now the gold and the silver, you know what's synonymous, and a lot of people wear is the cross. It's a gold or a silver, and it's a tradition from our fathers, from our parents. Where did they get it? They got it from their parents, so on and so on. Because if you ask them, they're gonna say the same thing. My dad, my mom, my aunt, la tia, la abuela, they showed me, you know, it came from somewhere. Now, you guys believe in God, you know, because you guys been to church, you know, you believe in God. Now, what was the first commandment that God put? First law. What was the first commandment? Hey, let's read it. I'm going to show you, because you guys want to serve God, right? But what about if you're doing something that God is against? That's what we're here to show you. What the churches don't show you. Give me Exodus 20 and start at verse, what is that, 2? Yes.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
No other gods. How do you have other gods? It's called idolatry. It's going to go into it. Read.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Why a graven image? You know what a graven image is? What's a graven image? Go ahead, man. What's a graven image? An image that was made. You're absolutely correct. And they're made out of gold and silver. The most popular idol being made is the cross. With what? Jesus on it. Where is that we should be worshiping Jesus when it says no other God? There should be no graven image. Read it again.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath.
So anything that is above or below, birds, in the oceans, how about even critters or anything like that, you're not supposed to make an image of it. So then why did they make an image of Jesus on the cross? Huh? Why? Think about it. I'm going to show you something that they never teach you. Now, God chose a special, specific people. Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Now, these laws were for a people, a raza, right? Now, God spoke to them and he made a deal with them. A promise or a covenant, right? He said, if you do what I tell you, I'm going to bless you. You're going to be above all nations. You're going to have a kingdom and you're going to have servants. But if you break my law, you're going to be a servant. You're going to be in the bottom. Now, I'm going to prove to you, this Bible is only meant for one race of people, and it's that sign right there.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Look at that sign.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord has chosen thee to be a peculiar people.
Now I said a peculiar people. Now, La Raza Latino, our people, right, as a race, do you Do you feel like they're very talented? Our people, do you see them very talented? Sports? Huh? They're really creative. Give me an example. Art, are you creative? You're very creative. How about you? What do you see in our people or yourself that you're like, man, I'm very talented? Art, what? Hard working. We're very hard workers. You know, not only that, a lot of people forgot that the Aztecs could read the stars. Who could build the pyramids? You know what? They say that the aliens created the pyramids, the Aztecs, and it wasn't us, it was aliens. But we're the ones building this country in construction. They're Latinos that don't know how to read but know how to build a whole house like this. We're very talented. That's what it says peculiar. We're a peculiar race. So God said, I'm going to make you talented. All these gifts that you have come from God. But now, Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Bring it out.
Watch this. Back to it again. Now remember, it says there should be no other gods, no idolatry. A lot of our people have idolatry. Do you have a cross at the house? You do, right? Do you have a cross? Do you have a cross? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it says, this is going to happen. It shall come to pass. This is going to happen if you don't listen
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day.
One commandment we just went over is no idolatry. That was just one. It says all the commandments. How you doing, brother? How you believe in God? No? How about this?
Church, though.
Well, come on over here. We're reading the Bible. Yo, read it again. What's your name?
Mystic.
Mystic. ¿Y cómo te llamas? What's your name again? Daniel and Amila. Mystic, this is Daniel and Amila, you know? All right, now guess what? We're not talking about religion. We're going to talk about facts. And how about this? Showing who God's chosen people are.
That's right.
What's your nationality?
African American.
African American. Did you hear what the sister said? African American. What's your nationality? Mexican American? Okay. Now how about this? Do you believe identity is important? Mystic, do you believe identity is important?
Oh yeah.
Knowing who you are. How about you? Do you have pride about who you are and your race? Now I got a question. Your last names, where do they come from? What's your last name? You candy? Okay, so you actually put that. All right. How about you? Huh? Oh, man. How about this? Most of black people and Latinos here, our last names come from what? Slave master, the conquistador, right? It could be French, it could be the European names. So we were actually colonized. So how about this, Mystic? Slavery was prophesied in the Bible. So you say you don't believe in God. Why did God allow slavery? Read 28:15. This is the reason why this happened.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it says curses is going to come upon one race. Slavery happened. The utmost slavery happened to blacks, Latinos, and Native. Ain't that right, sister? Sister, we got a fly for you. Check that out. So the slavery is a reason why. And it says these curses, right? Slavery's been done away with, right? Why are the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans still in the bottom? They're called illegal immigrants. Huh? Have you ever seen our people being ridiculed or how they've been mistreated? Why is that? If this land was stolen, it says thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not huh? No, thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not kill. How was America founded?
Killing and stealing.
Stealing and killing, but you're an African American, and you're Latino, Hispanic American, Mexican American. How is that so? When the America is actually from a white man's name.
Right.
America Vespucci. It actually was Portuguese.
Bring it out.
But they're all the same. They just spoke different languages. So how can you be African American when America's from a Caucasian man and Africa is a Caucasian man también? Señor, ¿sabe qué estamos hablando ahorita? La verdad de la Biblia. Yo mismo, flyer. Jesucristo es un hombre negro. Ese hombre caucástico, como le ponen nosotros abajo, trabajando casi por nada, ¿sabe qué va a pasar a él? Lee ese folleto, ¿ah? Porque para juzgar a nuestra gente, ya vas a mirar. Hey, man, check this out. I'm going to show you something very powerful. Now, it says, if we break these commandments, the curse is going to be upon us, right? This Bible is everywhere, right? You can go to the Dollar Tree right down by it, you know? Bro, look, give me that in Jude. Jude, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Watch this now. They actually read this Bible. Have you ever read the whole Bible? Never studied it, right? But we go to church and it's something that's totally against God. How are you going to go? We got a huge idolatry, and they were bowing to it. We're not supposed to do any graven images. How are you going to follow a man that's teaching you against what God tells you to do? You know, I'm going to show you. Listen to this.
Jude chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in these people.
Now, guess what? This is people saying, look, you know how you can overcome these people if there's any error. What error?
And they sin against their God.
If they break their God's commandments,
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Because they read the Bible. They say, you know what? We can't beat them because God is with them. But if these people break God's commandments, we can overtake them. So if God chose us, why did he do this to us? Because we started sinning. So God said, I'm not going to be with you. Because I told you it's going to happen. If you don't listen to me, these curses are going to come upon
you. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.